Gip kada kayo iti stricto nga panag-implementar tayo iti 4S tapno malabanan tayo daytoy dengue. Kanayon tayo nga linisan dagiti mabalin nga pagyanan dagiti kiti-kiti. Kanayon tayo nga agbado iti long sleeves and long pants. Agusar tayo iti mosquito repellent. Agpakonsulta tayo iti doktor no addan simptomas tayo iti dengue fever. Ken ag-implementar tayo laeng iti fogging no addan iti outbreak. Agannad tayo kakailan. Salamat.
Manjong, kagaya ng Radyo Pilipinas, RPN DCBS Baguio at 95.9 Big Sound FM.
Ayan, at live din po tayo sa ating social media pages ng Radyo Pilipinas Baguio, sa RPN DCBS Baguio at sa City Public Information Office. At this afternoon, Sir Dex, mukhang napakagandang ating mga paksa na tatalakayin with our representatives na sila ay namumunot, nangangasiwa po dito sa mga departamentong ito dahil mukhang sumikat na po ang araw, lumabas na po ang bagyo, kaya maganda po ang takbo po ng ating talakayan this afternoon. Sir Dex.
Yes, kasama Jong, mapalad tayo at ngayong linggong ito, edition ng City Hall ay dinagsa tayo kasama Jong, mga magigiting na mga opisyalis ng iba't ibang departamento dito sa ating lungsod at sila ay magbibigay ng mga detalye sa kanilang mga programa na kasalukuyang isinasagawa at mga announcement kasamang Jong mula mismo sa kanilang opisina para sa ating para sa gabay ng ating mga viewers at listeners.
Yes, tuloy-tuloy po ang katungkulan po ng ating iba't ibang mga panauhin po this afternoon. Pero first of all, I would like to say thank you very much, of course, doon sa mga outgoing pong mga opisyal po natin, yung 4 na city councilors na binigyan po ng send-off party para sa kanila. At of course, bukas yung formal inauguration po ng ating mga 3 pinakamatataas na local officials po sa lungsod ng Baguio.
Yes, kasama Jong. So, simulan na natin ang ating talakayan ngayong hapon at unang-una na magbibigay ng kanyang paunang pananalita ay ang ating hindi na bisita ito kasama Jong frequent na panauhin dito sa ugnayan o sa City Hall Hour na ating mga programa ay ang Local Disaster Risk Reduction Management Officer 3 ng CDRRMO, si Mr. Louis Glenn Lardizabal. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon po sa ating lahat, sa ating mga host for this afternoon. Also to our viewers and listeners via FB and other stations where this activity is being telecast. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat at naway tayo ay nasa magandang kalagayan.
Yan, kasama rin natin, kasamang Jong, mahuli na muna ang lady. Yan. Kasama natin ang Persons with Disability Affairs Officer 3 ng PIDAW under the City Mayor's Office, si Mr. Samuel Aquino. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to our listeners of the Public Information Office and to our followers from the social media. This is Samuel Aquino signing in.
Ayun, muntik na. May hugot eh. May hugot ito. Pero anyway, punta tayo sa may isang hugot din. Siguro pinanganak ito kasamang Jong Easter Sunday. Yan. Ang ating city librarian, si Ma'am Esther Pablo. Good afternoon, Ma'am.
Good afternoon sa lahat ng nanonood at nakikinig, and of course to all of us here. And diretso ko na ha.
Yan, andyan ang mic sa'yo, kaya
Oo nga eh.
bahala ka na, Ma'am.
So ako muna para may basis ng tanungan tayo mamaya.
Sige, ma'am. Okay.
So this is to inform the public na ang Baguio City Public Library ay mag-o-open na Monday to Saturday
Okay.
starting this July. Pero yung time namin still the same, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Kulang po kasi kami actually ng personnel.
July 1, Ma'am, o July 4?
July 2, mag-start na kami, mag-open na rin.
Sige,
Kasi
sige.
Saturday yon. Yes.
Okay,
So,
very good.
open na kami ng Saturdays starting July. And pero same time, yung request kasi na until 10 o'clock, parang hindi pa yata
Kakayanin.
pwede, hindi pa kakayanin. Kasi of course we have to consider din yung yung transport, di ba? Maraming yung nakapila dyan, wala na silang masakyan, tapos magpapauwi pa kami ng hanggang 10. So I guess there are still issues that we have to yung tignan muna before we implement. And of course, yung personnel din naman sa library. Kulang kami. Actually, there are 4 volunteers, student volunteers, and I'm very happy to have them. At least matutulungan nila kami to augment yung yung personnel na kulang sa amin. And there are also 2 senior high school, and I'm still looking forward na sana yung mga graduating ng library science, magvo-volunteer din sila. Wala na kasing yun na lang ang paraan ko para ma-augment yung staff para naman maka-open na talaga kami kung ano yung nasa ordinance. But for this time, Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. muna kami. And then, since ganun yung magiging schedule namin, yung storytelling at the park, which we do every Sunday, imumove na rin namin ng Saturdays. So starting this July, storytelling at the park will be Saturdays, 10 a.m. Give us 1 day naman to rest, no? Sunday naman yun naman ang
Starting July 2 rin yung
July,
storytelling.
yes. So yun din ang magiging namin, schedule na rin namin. Imumove na rin namin ng Saturday since open naman ang library ng Saturday to give chance naman na after storytelling they can go to the library to visit yung children's section since ang target naman dito is the children and the parents. And of course, yung other na na-implement din namin is yung overnight borrowing. Pwede na kayong humiram ng mga libro doon for overnight only. So overnight lang siya, hindi siya 2 days or 3 days.
May humihiram pa ba?
Lang. Meron. And then kapag binalik nila ng may overdue fine na rin, it's in the ordinance na rin po yon.
Magkano, Ma'am, yung fine?
20 pesos per
Per
book
day.
per day.
Ayun.
Yon. And of course, may library cafe naman na doon. Of course, care of ng ating employees cooperative. Yon ang mga mga
Ay,
bago.
parang branch ng ating employees co-op, yung
Yes.
cafe doon sa library.
Yes, kaya walang kita ang library doon ha, hindi.
Kita ng co-op.
Co-op, hindi sa amin. Hindi sa amin. And of course, meron na rin kami for those who hindi pa naka-like and follow sa aming Facebook page, meron na rin kami.
Yun.
Meron na ring library website wherein tumingin kami ng mga online resources, yung mga open access na alam naming akma doon sa reliable sources. So naglagay na rin kami doon, although phase 1 pa lang yung development ng LIMS kasi kasama na yun yung website doon. But we're looking forward na sana ma-fully develop yon so that we can also mas kasi kapag meron kami talagang system na ginagamit din sa library. And you can access us sa website library.baguio.gov.ph. Nandun na rin mga news, may mga yung mga open source na mga books, e-books, journals, magazines, and may mga pambata rin doon. So online resources, doon yung makikita. Of course, andun din yung ating online public access catalog, yung collection ng library mismo, ongoing pa rin yung inputs ng library staff doon sa ating OPAC para naman at least before going to the library, ma-open na nila kung ano ang laman ng library. But of course, they have to register muna doon sa library. That's why we are encouraging the public to visit the public library. Mag-register po kayo doon para may database po kami and eventually makaka-access po kayo sa aming website. Okay, so yung iba later na siguro. Sabi ko nang sinabi.
Kumusta ang frequency ng mga nagbibisita sa library mo?
Actually, increasing naman. Unlike nung syempre,
Pre-pandemic.
yung before pandemic, talaga namang 200 and above ang mga pumupunta doon kasi face-to-face yon. Pero itong pandemic, of course, fina-follow din naman namin kung ano yung guidelines. Let's say 50% lang or 30% lang fina-follow namin yon. So, ini-schedule ko sila before. Ganon yung ginagawa ko. Mag-online register muna sila and then we'll call them and i-schedule namin kung anong araw sila nandoon. But for now, open naman and manageable naman yung So, ang highest namin for this time is umabot kami ng 195. Yun ang highest itong June.
Parang full house na rin.
Yes, pero at different times kasi yon na.
Different.
Yes, oo.
Pero noon, at one time, kaya natin yung 200.
Yes, pero yun nga lang, parang siksikan na
Yes.
talaga doon.
Jong?
Cute yung ating library, kulang talaga. So, hopefully na talagang that's one of the program naman sana yung i-improve natin since meron ng ordinance ng modernization. That's a public facility, that's for the public. That's a people's university actually, open university na anybody can go there, hindi lang naman mga students, pero we cater from children until to sa mga senior citizen. May mga senior citizen no. Nung last March actually nag-award kami ng yung Reader of the Year, yung ganon. Puro senior ang na-awardan kasi sila talaga ang nag-frequent doon. And even yung mga techie savvy, yung mga gumagamit ng computers, nag-award din kami. And of course, my book lovers club pala sa library. So they can borrow inspirational books or fiction books for a week. Meron na ring parent and child edition. So ibig sabihin yung parent can borrow storybooks na babasahin nila sa kanilang mga anak. So book lovers club, sana pagkakataon na yon kasi it's for the public. It's open for the public. Punta kayo doon, visit kayo sa library, mag-register kayo.
Exempted yun dun sa overnight borrowing.
Yes, meron naman specifically yung mga storybooks, fiction books, and inspirational. Kung reference books for overnight lang talaga yun.
Yung reference. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Jong?
Okay, babalikan po namin kayo, Ma'am Easter. Ayan, sanay tayo sa Esther, pero siya po Easter talaga, araw po ng pagkabuhay. Napakaganda pong pangalan. Ayan.
Birthday ko talaga yun. Kasi
Opo, ayan. Later on po ay malalaman pa po yung iba pa pong mga innovations, mga pagbabago po sa ating City Library Partner Desk. Mapunta muna tayo kay Sir Samuel Aquino sa Persons with Disabilities Affairs Officer. Ano ho ba ang update natin under your care sa PDAO?
Again, good afternoon. Yung update natin ngayon sa PDAO, tayo. We have coordinated with the Department of Trade and Industry, and then we have given or extended livelihood assistance to the person with disability together with their parents with the child with disability from the range of 5,000 to 8,000 pesos. This is just an additional capital outlay to their existing or business through the office of our Baguio Benguet DTI. And at the same time, this morning, I had a meeting with the different doctors from the orthopedic and rehab medicine of the Baguio General Hospital congruent with the issuance of the person with disability card. especially in their orthopedic assessment and evaluations. And then also this morning, together with our city mayor Benjamin B. Magalong, we have this kind of a partnership of the, it is a non-government organization catering to the need of persons suffering with clubfoot. So in BGH and Baguio General Hospital, together with Benguet General Hospital, they have these two clinic. And then this morning we have the opportunity to grace the occasion because this NGO would like to have a close collaboration with the local government of Baguio. So through the Person with Disability Affairs Office, we would like to come with this because according to their data, there are 3,500 who are suffering clubfoot every year. And in Baguio, they are, for their 2 years stay with us, because the NGO started way back 2019. And then this is their second visit. We have 54 active cases. And this is free service given to the whether it is a child with suffering with clubfoot, amounting to, this is an NGO that is being partnered with Miracle Fit of USA.
Meron tayong 54 na identified beneficiaries under this program, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is something new kasi yung clubfoot natin, yung sinasabi natin na if they were born with the clubfoot, because of the modern technology right now, with the principle of early detection and prevention, this syndrome or ailment is curable within 2 to 3 years to 5 years. Yun yung kanyan. So it can be considered, if I am a person with clubfoot, I am being considered a person with disability under orthopedic. But this is a temporary nature of disability because there's a great assurance of the recovery. Yan po yun kan natin.
Just in case dun sa 54 na yan, sir, hindi po napabilang sa listahan po, pwede po silang lumapit po sa inyo para makapagpatala po.
Yes, the partnership started last Monday. No, they had their courtesy call with our mayor, and then this is our second activity. Yung sinabi natin na Clubfoot Clinic Day in the Baguio General Hospital. That's why maybe for the succeeding days or next week, we will be disseminating to the 128 barangays so that we will encourage the constituent of the 128 to come up and then register to our partner in Baguio General Hospital so that they can avail of this free service that is being given by this NGO. And of course, the courtesy call was to partner with us so that we can sustain the project. Yan po yun. And we hope that within 5 years, wala na pong a child or an adult suffering with clubfoot because of this intervention.
Yes, Dex.
Yeah. They are providing, the NGO is providing corrective devices.
Yes, sir. From the
For
moment
free?
that is free, the moment that the child is being diagnosed, and then it can be done by operation, casting, and braces. That is good for depending on the degree of the clubfoot. Meaning it can be done within 2 years, 3 years, until 5 years. Yan po yan. Free yan, free.
How about those already old age people that have clubfoot? Is it still curable?
Yung mga adult with clubfoot na walang early intervention, the Baguio General Hospital is available for their consultation. So that whatever procedures or intervention that be corrected later on, depending on their assessment.
Okay. Can we go back to the livelihood assistance?
Yes, sir.
How many PWDs or parents with children with PWDs?
Yes, with this partnership, Person with Disability Affairs Office together with the Baguio Benguet DTI, we have extended 8 person with disability with their family with existing business. Yan po yan.
Since when did this program start?
We just grace last Monday. Monday yon. So
Do we have a target?
no, we already have the recipient already.
No, do we have, aside from that 8, do we have a projected target on how many will be able to provide?
As much as possible, we are targeting at least those person with existing business. Kasi this is not just only from DTI. It's also, we have this also collaboration from the Department of Labor and Employment, giving livelihood. And the last thing is we granted one organization, East Modern Site, 493,000. That's why we encourage the person with disability to group themselves into 15 so that they can avail of the grant coming from the national agencies like DOLE, DTI, DOST, DSWD, and DA.
So the 8 that you were able to provide are family members? Families pala?
Parents with children with disability. This is catering from the different 4 organizations representing from the Barangay of Cabinet Hill and Pacdal, and then Luknab, East Modern Site, and Cam 7.
Okay. Sige, balikan natin Jong si Sir Sam later. Atin naman bigyan panahon si Sir Louis Glenn Lardizabal, considering that we are in the onset of the rainy season. What are our preparations, sir, for the expected bad weather in the days to come? Hindi bad weather to Jong, bad weather.
Good afternoon once again to all our listeners, of course. For our preparatory measures, actually, it's a regular practice naman po of the office to actually check and ensure that our DR equipment are properly functioning, especially, of course, our communication, because that's our point of coordination with our barangays and other members of the DRM Council. So that's one. So of course, also, we also regularly monitor the weather conditions, especially that if in cases na meron tayong mga weather disturbances, we actually conduct our pre-disaster risk assessment, ano po yung PDRA na tinatawag natin, wherein we actually assess the preparatory capabilities of our members of the DRM Council, so as that we know what to strengthen, no? In cases any weather disturbance would come to the city. You know? So also with regards to our flood areas, especially at the Lagoon area, our City Engineering Office and the General Services Office also conduct regular cleaning ng ating Lagoon area, no? That's also together with the Lower Rock Quarry Barangay officials and other barangay officials in that Lagoon area also help in the cleaning up of the waterways, so as to avoid any flooding incidents that might occur if in cases lumakas yung ulan natin, no po. Also, the mayor also gave out a memorandum to our barangays to go around their areas and inspect those hazardous areas, especially yung mga dead trees, and of course to report them to the City Environment and Parks Management Office, so as to make proper response measures or preparedness measures for in cases na may alanganin po na tayong mga punong kahoy, and for their recommendation also And if they cannot actually coordinate, if they cannot contact SEPMO, they can actually coordinate it through the CDRM office po. Also, our City Social Welfare and Development Office have already prepositioned the food packs, no? In preparation for the rainy season. Actually, as of now, aayos na sila ng food pack sa evacuation center natin sa Lagoon area. And they're preparing all of those, just in cases man po, no? Though we know that this typhoon that is near our vicinity here, the area of responsibility of the Philippines, is moving west-northwest. Lumalayo siya, no? So, it's not that threat really, but we do not really know if in cases baka magbago ang takbo. Just in case lang, maghanda lang po tayo. Also, ongoing po ngayon ang mga trainings natin. Trainings with the barangays, NGOs, and even our national government agencies together with the LGU, the City of Baguio. No? So, continuous po ang trainings. There are ongoing trainings, simultaneous trainings now with the barangays, NGOs, and government agencies, wherein this is also part of our preparedness measures for whatever incidents that may happen. Ano? So, this is all in preparation po lahat sa ating lahat ng ating hazards if in cases something will happen. Also, early this year, we have started the processing for the accreditation ng ating mga disaster volunteers and groups. As of now, we have actually 55 individuals who have submitted their application and they are committed to become part of our disaster volunteers. Also, we have 3 organizations or groups, as we call them, who also have signified na gusto nilang tumulong on DRRM. So, we are on the process of collecting all of the data so as to process their accreditation po. No? So, para po naman po mabigyan natin sila ng karampatang suporta if in cases they're going to be helping us in the future emergencies or crisis or disasters that the city might be encountering. At least meron tayong mga augmentation forces or force multipliers as we call it, kung sakaling meron tayong mga ganyang pangyayari. So yun po.
These 55 volunteers are just initial.
Yes, sir. These are actually the initial individuals who signified that they are going to volunteer themselves in cases that there are disasters or emergencies or calamities that may befall the city.
So, they're already accredited.
Not yet. Actually, medyo mahaba-haba po kasi yung proseso. So we are collecting actually their data so as that we would know where to bring them, kung anong klaseng response mechanism ang pwede pwede silang makatulong. Yes.
Okay. We have some visitors, I understand, Glenn. We have some foreign visitors the previous weeks. May we be appraised on what are their contributions?
Yeah, yes. Actually, we had been visited by different nationalities. Ano ho? First and foremost, the visitor that we, all are foreigners po. First, the one who visited us was the personnel in charge of affairs, ano po, of the U.S. Embassy who visited us. Ma'am Heather, I forgot the family name, medyo ano. But the thing is they are actually looking into what could they actually contribute to help us actually in managing our disasters here in the city of Baguio, which we are very thankful. We actually visited the Lagoon area. They wanted to see the Lagoon area because that is what is infamous to them. Yung nangyari noong 2009, if you could remember, Typhoon Ompong Pepeng, Ondoy Pepeng, I mean, wherein the Lagoon area was really flooded. So they went to see the area, and actually they saw the pictures when it was flooded way back 2009. That is why they were very interested. Pumunta po siya dyan. Also, our Danish ambassador came also who visited the area. Not just that, other areas also in the city of Baguio. And also consultants from the Asian Development Bank. No po. They are also here. They're from Australia and Russia also. Though these visitors are actually trying to look into disastrous areas here in the city of Baguio, or hazardous areas, as you call it. So as that they could actually help us, no, in managing these hazards po sa ating syudad.
Do they have initial findings and recommendations?
Yes, actually, the last consultant of the Asian Development Bank made a risk analysis of the city, no, which is not far from what we have done with the help of the Mines and Geosciences Bureau. So actually, that is what we are. The CDRM office lacks actually is the technical people to do this, no, and we are thankful, of course. Regardless of the situation that we're having, we have MGB, we have a CEO, we have CBAO to help us on these matters. Pero kailangan talagang may nakatutok, no? Solely on this, especially on risk assessment, GIS mapping, and everything. And we were really amazed by how these foreigners were able to do risk assessment in the number of weeks only. This is in the city of Baguio, wherein nakikita namin, hindi naman sila lumayo doon sa assessment din ng Mines and Geosciences Bureau sa mga hazardous areas here in the city of Baguio, wherein we appreciated actually, and they gave us copies of their findings, and comparing it to the risk assessments of other agencies, hindi sila lumalayo. So that is why sabi nga namin, pwede natin magamit actually for this findings that they have for us to improve on our risk assessments also.
Jong?
Ayun. Okay. Well, just recently, nagpalabas po ng advisory ang PBOLS, reminding of course yung ating mga kababayan, especially in Baguio, to be on their toes regarding of course kung meron silang nararanasang mga pagyanig. Yung duck cover and hold ano natin na strategy. Ang CDRMO, sir, ano pa yung mga paghahanda, especially of course pag ito pong lumalapit, okay, papasok na itong July, remembering of course 1990 killer earthquake, time and again. Ito po ang focus po natin during this time, sir.
Yan, very timely nga po yung interview nyo sa amin, ano po, because July is actually the National Disaster Resilience Month celebration, no? And if you could remember 1990, July of 1990, doon po nangyari yung the infamous 1990 killer earthquake na tinatawag natin, ano? So, part of our activity for this year's NDRM, which theme is Sambayan ng Pilipino, nagkakaisa tungo sa katatagan at maunlad na kinabukasan. Yun po yung theme actually sa national ng National Disaster Resilience Month. In our side, here in the city of Baguio, we have also coined our own, which is Serbisyo para sa Bayan program on July 16. So, yun po yung ating theme also, wherein we'll be having 3 major activities during this July National Disaster Resilience Month. No? First is opening ceremonies in the morning at the Baguio Convention Center with the, of course, DRM exhibit at the lobby of the Baguio Convention Center. DRM exhibit po is ang ating mga search and rescue equipment which is available and ready to be deployed here in the city of Baguio. Yun po ilalabas natin. We'll be displaying this at the Baguio Convention Center lobby. Yung pangalawa po is yung one-stop shop sa SM City second floor, kung saan the other agencies concerned on DRM also will be present there, who could actually give us more clarifications or on questions that are still not clear to us with regards to DRR. No? Also, we'll be having a free medical mission with mobile vaccination and free legal consultation also at Malcolm Square. So these are actually the major activities that we'll be doing this July in line with the National Disaster Resilience Month po ng taon na ito.
Sige. Babalikan ka namin, Sir Glenn, later. Baka may mga katanungan tayo sa ating mga kasamahan, Jong, o dyan sa ating social media page.
Dahil busy po sila sa Luisas, mukhang si Rose lamang po andito. Pero yung ating mga viewers, of course, mga netizens, please feel free kung meron po kayong mga questions. Isa lamang po, is it integrated po doon sa programs and plans po ng CDRMO, particularly focusing sa mga PWDs on yung mga do's and don'ts during disasters?
Yes, sir. Very good question din po. We are actually in close coordination with our PDAW, kay Sir Sam, with regards sa ating mga, especially on the IECs ng ating mga PWDs. Recently, we had this IEC designing, and we have coordinated with Sir Sam. And para maibigay naman nila yung mga inputs nila, no? So that actually, on their point of view, they could actually improve on the IEC materials that we are going to reproduce, which is also good, ano? Natapos po namin yung program na yun. So we have actually budgeted an amount for the IEC reproduction for next year na budget na po. So these IECs will be reproduced next year and also will be distributed to our PWD communities the soonest possible time that it is available to us. So yun po siya.
Yes, on your part, Sir Sam, paano ho ba nahubog po itong konseptong ito? Siyempre, we have visually impaired individuals at iba pang mga kapansanan just to, integrate this program sa CDRMO, sir.
We are adopting the principle of inclusive risk management, wherein the two offices concerned, like the CDRRM and PDAW, is closely collaborating in terms of giving up like information dissemination. Now we are very happy that one way or another, our concerned agency like the CDRRMO came up with this kind of integrated information advocacy, wherein it is a product of a close collaboration, especially towards the person, especially the community of deaf. No? Yan po. But sana nung 2020, we come up also with an activity coordinating with the different barangays in terms of their approaches on the disaster risk management towards the sector. Yun po yun, but it did not materialize because of the pandemic. And then we are now again reprogramming this 2023, wherein we empower the barangay through their BDREAM, no, sir, program, wherein the person with disability as a sector, as considered one of the vulnerable sector in terms of the disaster, we would like to have this participation in each barangay. So that's why we are very happy na through our CDRRM office came up with this barangay disaster risk management, and we will be using this kind of program towards the sector. Kasi there are different approaches depending on the different types of disability. Yung sinasabi nating mga people with visual, how do we deal with it together with deaf, together with the children with intellectual and learning. So it's really very, a little bit complicated in nature, because we will come up with a different kinds of information dissemination on the disaster management towards the sector. Kasi we cannot just give a general form of IEC, yun yung kan natin.
Opo, napakaganda nito, Sir Dex, dahil kung yung normal na tao nga, nagpanik na po yan, hindi po alam ang ginagawa, kahit sumailalim pa po yan sa sangkaterbo, mga trainings, simulations, pero sa ating mga persons with disabilities, mas focus pa nga sila pagdating dito sa mga, paghahanda para maisalba po ang kanilang buhay.
And for the information of Baguio residents, last 2 weeks ago, we had this kind of the participation from the community of deaf, being part of the flood control under the leadership of our CDRMO together with our international partners. And we had this good participation kasi nandoon yung principle natin na participative governance.
Ayan, okay. Speaking of which, dahil focus pa rin po tayo sa mga PWDs, at least yung mga normal na tao, mas madali naman pong supposed to be nakakaunawa in part, ano po, pero ang dami kasing pasaway, kahit sabi ko nga, sumasailalim po sa seminar po yan. Sa City Library, Ma'am Easter, ano po, well, we do cater, of course, all sorts of mga individuals. Yung mga PWDs, ma'am, meron ho ba silang lugar, part na po ng ating innovation within our City Library?
Okay, sa library naman. O, ba't ka tumawa? Sam talaga, oh.
Meron, di ba?
Actually,
Pero-
yung present facility kasi, hindi siya PWD friendly. You visit the library and tignan nyo yung setup. Kasi of course, we have to understand old structure kasi yon. So, wala talagang ramp going to the second floor. But what we do is we assist naman. We assist yung mga pumupunta doon na mga kapatid nating mga kasamahan nating PWDs. So, yun naman sa Braille, no? Of course, it's very important. So, yun yung next namin na we have to have a collection ng mga Braille,
Braille
namin.
materials.
Yes,
Yeah.
Braille materials. Kasi actually, nag-donate ang SLU, yung dinonate nila yung ibang mga resources. So we have Braille resources naman sa library. Kaya lang, of course, hindi sila updated. So what we do is I will include sa next year's budget na naman yung equipment that we need para talagang we can produce Braille resources.
Di ba may Braille printer, ma'am?
Ha?
Yung Braille
Yes,
printer,
yes,
meron.
embosser.
Yeah.
Yon, embosser. And of course, may software kasi na na kasama para talagang But I guess meron kami before na pwede naman silang mag-computer na rin. Kasi yung tactile so we have to consider all of those. Kasi may internet section doon, digital hub, wherein we provide free access to computer use with internet, na yon. So, dapat pati sila din makikater. Kaya binaba namin actually sa first floor yung computer section. Hindi na sa third floor. Dati sa third floor. Para naman yung mga senior citizens din, pwede silang gumamit. Doon na sa baba. So that's what we do. But of course, since we're talking of inclusivity, so dapat talaga namang we have to cater also.
Yes, ma'am. So, ibig sabihin po niyan, the structure itself ng City Library ay hindi po PWD friendly as of the moment since
Yes.
hindi pa po na
Old.
redesign, ika nga.
Yes.
Ayun. Siguro nakikinig po si Mayor, pag-uusapan po, magkakaroon po ng plano para lakihan na rin po, no? Hindi na po akma yung disenyo po ng ating city library.
Actually.
Opo,
oo,
opo.
Kailangan na talaga ng bago.
Sabihin po natin kay Mayor,
Modernize.
tamang-tama, inauguration po niya bukas. Ayan.
Kailangan na po
Opo.
talaga.
Yes. Anyway, ma'am, as you have...
Nakasan po, kailangan na
Opo.
talaga ng bagong public library
Yes.
dito sa Baguio City.
Oh.
New facility para ma-include na lahat yung mga talagang kailangan na dapat nandun. And of course, yung mga child-friendly, PW-friendly, yung ganun na lahat na ng yung facility na yon since that is a community facility.
Opo. In terms of resources within the city library, ma'am, mga ilang porsyento po ang kulang po niyan, ma'am?
What do you mean? Yung anong
Resources, mga books, is it updated? Ayan.
Meron namang nababudget. So, hindi siya talaga na nako-cover yung... Kasi when we... kung talagang i-consider namin, we have to have yung areas of knowledge. But then, hindi kasi kulang yung
Kulang yung budget.
budget, di ba? Mahal na ngayon ang malibro, especially e-books. Mahal na sila. So talagang babudget ko lang kung ano yung talagang nakikita namin na frequently na hinahanap ng mga students, yung mga pumupunta doon. And of course, nakikita rin naman namin kung ano yung kulang na sa amin kasi may 10 areas kami ng knowledge. Doon naka-classify yung mga collection sa library. So, in every I have to check kung saan ang kulang. So, doon muna kami nagdi-develop. Pero, ang dito is, nahihirapan talaga kami sa local history collection, which na sana dapat yun ang talagang parang i-flagship sana ng since public library yan ng Baguio City. So, dapat sana yun. So, meron naman yung mga nagdo-donate ng mga kanilang mga works, and we're really trying to find kung saan pa kami makaka-access ng mga local history collection, yung mga resources for the local history. Kasi actually maraming pumupunta doon, nagre-research about the Cordillera, about Baguio City. Actually, yung mga mappers natin dito sa diyan sila nag-stay sa library, and talagang hinalughog nila lahat ng mga resources ng local history just for them to come up with their yung mga write-ups about Baguio City. So, kung sa akin talagang kulang yung collection natin doon, and mahirap talagang maghanap.
Opo. Well, of course, siguro matutunghayan na rin po ng ating mga artists, creative artists po sa Baguio City, at yung mga historical researchers po natin sa Baguio. Ang dami nito. Ayan, matutulungan po natin yung ating city library in terms, of course, yung mga history, kasaysayan po ng ating lungsod.
Kanya-kanyang account pang mga yan, kasama Jong.
Yes, so i-share nyo naman sa city librarian po natin yan. Yan. Si Manong Art kasi nag-retire na, meron na bang sariling museum, makakatulong po siya na malaki.
Ayun.
Yeah, Sir
Tama.
Dex.
Kasi naging parte din siya ng history ng Cordillera at ng siyudad ng Baguio, kasama Jong.
Yes, isa po sa question dito from Ma'am Aida Buasen. Sabi po dito, BSL training po sana to the LGU barangays po. I don't know kung ano yung
What's this BSL training?
BSL.
I guess that is BLS, no? Basic Life
okay.
Support.
Oh,
Ayun, baka baliktad po. Yes, sir.
Yes, actually, the office is actually conducting BLS trainings po, no? The office started cascading this BLS first aid training since napayagan tayo mag face-to-face. When we had that safety seal, we started with the face-to-face trainings. Kasi ang hirap po kasi i-cascade ito via online platform. It's really difficult. And that is why we opted to conduct this face-to-face, and it is currently being conducted now by the office in coordination with the different barangays of the city. So if you do have plans of undergoing first aid and basic life support, just go ahead, sirs and ma'ams, coordinate with the barangay, DRM committees, so that you could actually be accommodated in the trainings. Para po actually that would be we would be very, very happy to accommodate you if in cases po na you would be requesting these trainings po. Wala naman pong bayad yan. All of those are free, no? So just go ahead po, coordinate with the barangay, and the barangay will coordinate with us. Para po per barangay po yung gawin natin trainings. And consolidate, siyempre, as much as possible, we would like to train you around 30 to 40 para hindi po masayang yung session, because it's a 3-day training workshop po yun eh. Hindi po isang araw lang o kalahating araw lang po kasi yung training. That is why yung commitment din po ang kailangan natin dyan. If you want to undergo trainings, the commitment to undergo the 3-day training workshop also is also recommended. So, ganun po siya. Ano ho? So, yun po. Maraming salamat.
Rose Malakchan?
Yan, mukhang nag-undergo na po siya
Nag-undergo
sa
na po.
basic life support training. Ayan, yung pa yan. Medyo nabaliktad lamang po ng konti. Sir, syempre sa CDRMO ay supposed to be talagang tuloy-tuloy pa rin po yung communication lines po natin, at isa po sa problema po ngayon dahil more often than not, nagkakaroon po tayo ng mga power interruption, naapektuhan rin po yung ating internet service. As early as now, ano po yung ating, ongoing na po yung ugnayan po natin with our telecommunication companies para pag nagkaroon ng bagyo, hindi po napuputol ang service?
Yan po yung isang challenge sa atin dito, ano? Because even if we get the commitment actually of our telecommunicators, telecommunication companies, is we cannot really say na yung linya nila would be secured, because dito sa atin, commonly here in the city of Baguio, we have lots of trees. at pag yung mga yan natumba, tinamaan yung kable, it's hindi pwedeng maiwasan po kasi yun. So, though anyway, we have a lot of communication systems available to us. You could call us through landline, cell phone, and internet, and also via radio. Yung radyo, yun ang po ang pinakamaganda. We have actually distributed units to our barangays wherein you could actually use that. Hindi po noon kailangan ng kable para makapag-communicate nyo kayo po sa amin. You can just call us through the radio and doon po tayo makakapag-usap. So that is actually the advantage of that VHF radio that we have been issuing to our barangays. Kasi ito po, hindi kailangan ng load. As long as nakacharge yung portable radio mo or your base radio mo is connected to a power source, that would be enough so that for us to be able to communicate with each other.
Ayan, si kasamang Rose Malagchan of DZWT. Ma'am Rose.
Kay Sir Samuel, adang iti concern dagiti dadu mga barangays on registration ng mga PWDs. Ano ba yung proseso? Kasi it seems na nauna na silang nagrehistro sa PDAW dito sa Mayor's Office bago pa sila wala silang record sa kanilang barangay. So parang yung ginagawa ng iba, nag-house to house na lang for them to search yung mga PWDs, especially po nung lumabas yung parang projects for yung grant for PWDs.
Magandang kanyan pag-usapan, no? Nung dumating po ang person with disability at the last quarter of 2018, and then immediately the following year, 2019, we were being an active evaluator on the best performing barangay, and we are assigned to the PWD friendly barangay, assessing their program together with the city building and architecture office. Unfortunately, in terms of the profiles of person with disability in their barangay, we are lacking. Walang sasabihin nating total na person with disability in terms of how many sa isang barangay. So yun po that's the reason, one of the findings that the person with disability affairs office came up with the program wherein that the PDAW would now empower the barangay in terms of disability affairs, going to the barangay council for a meeting so that the barangay council have the full knowledge before coordinating with the kagawad on social service. In terms of registration, ito kasi yung naging practice nila noon. The barangay are collecting or making a census, and then getting the application form, and sometimes being shelved in the barangay. And it is not being facilitated for the issuance of an ID. So akala ni person with disability, may ID na siya. Pero nakalimutan pala ng barangay na nandoon lang sa folder nila, hindi sinubmit doon sa Oxwadu. So yun ang nangyari. When we have already the creation of this office, nag-increase po ang ating registry. Pinaka-highest nga nakuha natin within this year is 199 ang newly acquired person with disability. Yes, ibig sabihin, masyado nang natin na empower in terms of the level of awareness sa mga barangay, sa 128 barangays. Hindi pa naman. And then kasi using again with the City Ordinance number 47, Series 2017, wherein the barangay is mandated to come up with a person with disability desk. Noong 2017 pa yon. But in terms of the full implementation of this City Ordinance, lacking pa. Oo, nung kwan pa lang ito, nag-start pa lang nung 2019, here comes the pandemic, and here comes little by little, we can say na we are now in the full of 50% na na-comply naman nila. And then we are now pushing right now the Disability Council Committee in the barangay, wherein there is an active and multidisciplinary participation of the different barangay council. Hindi lang si Kagawad on Social Service ang in charge sa amin. Through this barangay council committee, meaning to say all the stakeholders who is related to the disability affairs of the barangay will now be participants. Like maybe Committee on Social Services, Committee on Health, Committee on Appropriation, Committee on, yan yung mga kwan natin. Kaya yun ang ipinupush natin para pag pinag-usapan ang Barangay Disability Affairs, lahat tayo makukover. Yan po yun. So, ngayon, the office is providing the validated person with disability in each barangay. Yan po yun. Kaya nga kami ang gumagawa ng trabaho nila as part of empowering the barangay governance.
Okay. Yung mga stroke patient din daw po ba, ina-assist niyo daw po ba sila para maging, kasi syempre stroke patient na, may disability na. Tinutulungan din daw po ba ninyo sila para maging parte ng PWD sa kanilang
Iklaro lang natin ha. All medical conditions resulting to disability are being entertained and being advised as long as they are qualified. As dito, medical conditions leading to disability. Pag sinabi natin kasing stroke, general term yan, hindi naman din leading kaagad-agad sa disability. So, iklaro lang natin. If the stroke is a result of paralysis, no, there are specialists as a neurologist, depending on the degree of the effect of the stroke. Yun yung kwan natin. But we are all catering all kinds of medical condition as long as, yun yung as long as, yung kwan natin resulting to disability. So, ang kwan natin, lahat ng sa barangay, lahat kaya nga tumaas pati yung mga people yung mga bedriddens natin, no? Through the coordination of Kagawad on Social Services together with barangay health worker, we are asking our district health center to give a certification by means of a home visit. Kasi bakit home visit nila? Because we need to know if they have a personal knowledge on the person na bedridden for us to be, for them to be accountable of their certification. So lahat po nakikater po.
Thank you so much.
Yes po.
Ilan sa ating registered PWD Manuti Adult Manuti Uping?
DJT may sanga kitaan tayo, but no, looking at the yung report ko nung 2021 accomplishment report, mas malaki ang percentage pa rin sa adult, especially sa orthopedic. Bakit? Because of the medical conditions related to stroke. Yon po. Kaya ibig sabihin, ang ating ang ating syudad ay marami pa rin kumakain ng tama.
Okay. Ayan, thank you, sir. Okay. Sa ating city librarian, Ma'am Esther, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Aside from the journal story reading every Saturday, ang ganitong every Saturday, medyo may problema pa rin doon sa reading comprehension or reading ability ng ating mga among children. Tama ba? And yet, aramin din itinay office yo in partnership sa iba't ibang mga schools para mas ma-enhance pa po yung kanilang reading skills.
Actually, before pandemic we have the program nga school-based reading. Pero face-to-face kasi yon. We need the face-to-face. For now kasi na wala naman silang face-to-face. So, na-stop namin. Wala talaga. But then, we're trying to reach them naman through online sana. Pero, nai-invite lang kami to speak kung may program sila online. Kasi di ba module kasi sila. But then, To be honest, kasi gumawa ako ng, yung sa aking study lang. For me, yung ginawa namin before na school-based reading program. And sad to say na talagang kailangan pa talagang i-push natin ang reading sa mga bata. Kasi talagang, yung ginamit kasi namin, ang usapan kasi is grade 3 lang. So ang ginawa namin is, yung ibang school nag-request sila na lahat, grade 1 to 6. So ang ginawa namin, since yung naka-prepare namin na material is for grade 3, so yun ang ginamit namin from 1 to 6. 3 to 6, o 1 to 2, storytelling pala yung nangyari sa kanila. Doon namin nakita yung difference na same book, same question, grade 3, 4, 5, 6, may mga grade 6 pa rin na 0, habang sa grade 3 may naka-perfect. Same story, same question. So, meron akong stat noon meron akong ginawang
Oo, after that, anya the recommendation niyo?
Ang ko sa
School din?
yes, public elementary school. So yun ang namin tina-target talaga namin mga public elementary schools. Ang sa amin lang kasi is to promote yung love for reading at saka yung may mga storybooks, meron tayong public library that they can use. And yun nga yung bawat sana, we are willing naman to help sa mga schools na let's say na i-organize yung kanilang library. We can give technical assistance. Of course, yun lang ang maibibigay namin, technical. When it comes to budget, talagang we cannot also provide. Yun din yung isang gagawin sana namin, pero na-stop. But then after this, kung may face-to-face sila, we'll have to continue with the school-based reading program. Yun pa rin, push through na talagang magbabasa sila kasi talagang after nung 6 weeks yun 6 weeks yun na program namin, we let them choose kung ano yung gusto nila. And then invite them to go to the library since open naman kami ng Saturdays for them to read. And also, we encourage din sa mga barangay, kapag nung may meeting nga sila nung barangay officials, na mag-establish sila ng reading centers. So yung technical help namin, yun din ang maipro-provide namin. That's why I asked also the barangay affairs na kung may meeting ang let me join para talagang ko ulit na remind them kasi nagbigay kami ng training sa kanila. Nagbigay kami ng training kasi maintindihan natin na hindi lahat ng mga bata ay may capacity na mamasahe para, yung additional expense kasi So why not bring to them yung doon na mismo sa barangay? At least mas malapit sana. So yun sana yung gusto rin namin na in every barangay may reading center. Kaya lang, of course, there are issues also at saka may problems sila. But then, we'll look into, kasi yung iba nagsasuggest na per district na lang sana. Yung possibilities na ganon. Basta ang is, the city library is very open for them for a training, for organization ng reading center. Willing naman kami kasi at least doon makakapunta yung mga bata na hindi na kailangan mamasahe pa just to go to the city library.
Pero ma'am, nai-recommend yun ba or napatas yung kanilang recommender nga dapat nga talaga nga at a certain time or scheduling itinaubing nga mapan-reading iti na school library? Kasi lumang tao, parang kung sino na lang yung may gusto kung sino lang yung may interest.
Sa schools kasi yun.
Pero
Palagay ko
nai-recommend?
may sila, may sariling sila. Yung ibang schools na binisit namin, meron silang parang during recess time, meron yon nakita namin. So during recess time, meron silang doon na area wherein they can go. So ganun lang ang nila. Kaya nandun kami and
Basta merienda yun.
yes. Yun nga. Pero yun, kinuha namin actually yung English subject nila for that purpose. Yung reading na yan. Yung reading program namin. But of course, syempre kinuha namin yung subject na yon, di ba? And it's very difficult also to, yung mo na, dapat nagbabasa kayo. So, dapat sa oras na ganito, nagbabasa kayo, parang ganun. So,
Baka kailangan
palagay ko na sa mga din yon sa schools na rin yon kung how they are going to encourage yung mga pupils nila. So we are just there para to break the monotony kasi actually yung ibang pinuntahan namin, maganda yan, they appreciate kasi parang para hindi hangay nga mauma kano dagiti pupils kinyada. At least adda kami nga kahit na once a week lang sa kanilang school, andun kami to provide the reading program.
Lastly po, initial assessment doon sa ginagawa po nating reading, story reading po sa Children's Park.
Actually, it's very well appreciated kasi iba-iba naman, depende kung sino yung mga nandoon. But then the parents are very happy and even yung mga tourists na nandoon, yon may mga feedback sila. And may mga ano na rin na may individuals na nag-volunteer actually, in-approach nila ako and then they talk to me na kung pwede mag-volunteer sila to do also their part na mag-storytelling sa mga bata na nandoon. Yun din naman. So it's very ano na parang nagiging community community activity.
May nahikayat ba after those activities na diretso na sila sa City Library?
Since Sunday yon, Sunday kasi. Yes, meron na rin. Meron actually, merong mga nakikita namin yung iba, parang familiar faces na na during the weekend, hindi weekend, weekdays na wala silang pasok, andyan sila sa library. Pumupunta naman and of course, nasa parents din kasi yon. Of course, kung 6 years old yung anak mo o 7, wala siyang capacity to go there. It's the parents actually. So yung parents talagang yun ang tinatarget din namin na sana dalhin nyo yung mga anak nyo since andyan lang naman at open ang Baguio City Public Library.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Kay Sir Glenn,
Lubos ko yan. Sir Glenn, at that
dati request nga may isang mother, actually a group of at that organization da, active mother organization may isang barangay. And at ang amuno kasaluda kano nga agabil iti training ay jenay office yo on basic rescue operation. I don't know na adava iti kasday nga program iti office yo, sir.
Yan,
Especially or jenay basic life support o mga ganun.
yes, maybe on those, pinsa proper, kina Kapitan OIC Laksamana, no? With regards to those, as I said, no, if you want to undergo trainings, the office is open to accommodate everyone. It's just that we would like you to coordinate also with the barangay, no, barangay officials, because they are also conducting, facilitating trainings. Para, ito po kasi yung isa, as I said, this is our standard trainings. We want to deliver standard trainings as much as possible. Para po, maganda naman po yung outcome ng training. Hindi lang po for the sake makakuha ka ng certificate of training or that. We would like you to also to what? To get that capability, no? To get that skill, no? To harness that skill that you have so that really it would be really useful in cases of emergencies. So, to our constituents who would really like to join the trainings on first aid and basic life support, there are a lot of agencies. And CDRM office is just one who is catering to those trainings. And as I said, we are open. All you have to do is coordinate with the barangays where you are situated. Makipag-coordinate po kayo doon and then just go ahead and coordinate with them and we'll be the ones coordinating with them also, with the barangay concerned, with regards to the dates of the implementation of the trainings. Kasi actually, kung titingnan niyo po ngayon yung dates ng trainings namin, puno yung aming calendar. Yeah, punong-puno, no? If you're going to go there and look at our calendar of activities, hindi mahulugan ng karayom. So, simultaneous po lahat yung mga trainings na yan. We would like to actually cater to everyone as much as possible. So, yun po, just go ahead and coordinate po with the barangay and the barangay will coordinate with us also. Yes, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Maraming salamat, Ma'am President Rose. Ayan.
President
Mr. John,
ng NNC.
nasagot na rin po yung question pertaining of course yung mga trainings na yan. Makipag-ugnayan po sa inyong mga barangay, Ma'am Gloria Leal. Sabi nga ni Sir Glenn, mukhang punong-puno po yung kanila mga schedules. Siyempre, meron pong grupo under the CDRMO, hindi lamang pong isang grupo yan, ano po, at marami po tayo mga organizations, iba pong tumutulong din po in terms of our trainings.
Yeah.
Yes po. We have a lot of organizations really who are providing first aid BLS. So, yun nga lang po kasi the difference between us and them is the office is for free.
Yes.
Yun po yung diferensya. And syempre, of course, we do understand, no? With this hindi pa nga tapos itong pandemic,
Pandemic,
no? We do know the financial capabilities of our constituents now. And we do understand. Kaya alam namin, maintindihan na po namin na as much as possible is free of charge yung ating mga trainings, which we do really do understand. And we would like to accommodate as much as we could. So, yun po.
Yan.
Okay,
Partner
kasama
Dex,
nyo.
may pahabol lamang to for Sir Sammy. Yan, ano daw po requirement para maka-avail po ang mga magulang na may mga anak na may kapansanan or special needs?
Maka-avail ng tulong.
Yung services po ng PIDO.
Yun. Livelihood daw.
Yes.
It always depends on the national, our counterpart in the national government, like Department of Labor and Employment, if they are individual or group, no? Ang importante is, one maybe is the accreditation of their accreditation of the organization. And if you are individual, of course, as experienced last Monday sa DTI, automatic na niregister ni DTI yung business na with a few peso lang naman ang nagastos. So this is one way of depende kasi din sa income ng individual na yon. So we facilitated the registry of the business under DTI. So kapag sa DSWD, if you have accreditation from DSWD, baka pwede yon, or sa DOLE po. Yun po yung kwan natin. They can avail the different livelihood program of the national agency, but on the part of our city, the city social welfare also extended livelihood assistance towards the person with disability and their parents and their families. Yun po yun. They can go to Silungan Center and look for yung kwan natin, in charge natin doon, si Ma'am Raquel ang ating kwan doon. Then at the same time, Joanne Astudillo.
Okay, Jong, baka may isa pa? Okay na. So, makabuluhan ang talakayan natin ngayong hapon, kasamang Jong. And hopefully, this will not be the last. At palagi kayo sigurong maiimbitahan dito sa programa upang liwanagin ang mga implementasyon ng iba't ibang programa ng inyong mga opisina. So bago tayo mamaalam, kasamang Jong, bigyan natin ng chance ang ating mga bisita upang magbigay ng kanilang mga panghuling pananalita at iba't ibang announcement kung hindi natin natalakay sa hapong ito, kasamang Jong. Simulan na natin ng mikropono dahil na kay Sir Sam. Siya nang mauna. Sir Sam?
Of course, this is an announcement, no? This coming month, July, we will be also observing the NDPR Week, the National Disability Prevention and Rehabilitation Week, on July 17 until July 23. Yung prepared ng PIDAO, there will be a consultative meeting, and then also encouraging the different barangay base to be one of the program of the city against dengue. So on July 9, there will be a Denguera war on dengue by the East Modern Site Person with Disability Barangay Base. So they will tinatawagan ko lahat ng mga person with disability in our own small ways, if we can also help in the Operation Taob. In our own community, starting from our family. Okay. And then, yun po yun, yung ating team for the NDPR Week is pamahalang kabalikat sa pagtupad ng pantay na edukasyon, trabaho at kabuhayan, tugon sa pagpapalakas ng taong may kapansanan. And for the information of everybody, we have already, we succeeded the enactment of the inclusive education that was just signed a few weeks ago. So we are waiting for the implementing rules and regulations. So meron na tayong gagamitin na batas para i-implement ang inclusive education, both the private and public school. Thank you po.
Thank you, Sir Sam. And puntahan naman natin si Sir Glenn from the CDRRMO. Any additional announcements or other issues that need to be addressed, Sir Glenn?
Okay, again, once again, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. No, in closing po, actually, disaster risk reduction management, is everyone's business. No? It should be of a whole society approach. Lahat po tayo dapat dyan, no? Regardless of what sector you belong to, we have a role to play relative to disaster risk reduction and management. We keep on saying this. On my lectures, I keep on saying this. Nobody is exempt, okay, to hazards, to emergencies, to crises or disasters, regardless of what your status in life is. So ito po sana yung gusto namin, lagi namin sinasabi. Ito yung battle cry namin. Each and every one of us should play their role in disaster management. Also, considering also the complexities of our situation right now, na hindi pa po natatapos yung COVID-19 natin, and here comes our dengue, our operations center is open. To all volunteers who are interested to join us in the operations center. These are going to be call takers. If you'd like to be call takers, you can come and join us there. Those who have background on medical, as for ambulance crew for transport of cases or patients. Of course, yun po yung mga yun, And of course, for emergency hotlines in cases of emergencies, if you are a PLDT and smart user, you could actually directly call 911. So the Smart City Command Center will be the one calling you. I will be the one receiving your calls. But of course, with Globe, if you're going to be using Globe, we cannot actually directly connect with you. Your calls will be connected to Manila or in Davao, kung Globe po yung gamit ninyo. So, yun po yun. For our emergency numbers sa office, you have 4421-900, 4421-901, and 4421-905. That is po yung mga landlines natin. And for Smart, you can call actually 0999-678-4335. And for Globe, 0927-628-0498. So yun lang po on our part of the CDRM office, in behalf of the officer in charge, Ms. Antoinette Annamin, I'd like to thank you for inviting us here. And of course, more power to the Public Information Office and our media outlets here in the city of Baguio. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, Sir Glenn. And then last but not the least, our city librarian, Ma'am Esther Pablo. Ma'am, any other announcements or ada nalipatan tayo?
Well, okay, so we have an office-made IEC, brochure. Ginawa namin ito at nandito na lahat yung different sections ng library and yung mga contact details nandito na rin. So dinidistribute namin ito at binibigay din namin. And I guess I forgot to tell na nakasubscribe ang City Library sa World Book. World Book Online, and nag-distribute naman kami, may password yon, kasama na rin dito, nakalagay dito. And partnership with DOST, meron na rin tayong online at saka off-site na Starbooks. So partnership yan with the DOST, and of course makaka-access na rin sila ng free Wi-Fi provided by DICT. So partnership din yon. And aside from that, meron ding free printing na 10 pages lang maximum. Kasi wag naman yung buong kasi maubos naman. 10 pages lang per person. Yun lang. Kung let's say you have to bring your own bond paper. Yun yung isa pang hindi ko nabanggit kanina. Yes. And of course, don't forget to like us in our Facebook page, Baguio City Public Library. Ma-update kayo doon kung ano man yung mga activities namin, upcoming activities. This September, may pa-contest ulit kami kasi katatapos lang namin ng February at saka March yung contest. So may mga upcoming contest, especially this November kasi Library and Information Services Month and the National Book Week also. So sinicelebrate namin yon, so abang lang kayo. But then of course, we are inviting you to make use of the City Public Library, since that is a public library where you can find reliable information. So hindi lang mga maritesan yung mga collection namin doon. So reliable information po yung mga nandun. Kaya since it is free, why don't you use it, di ba? I mean, nakakatulong yan na instead of you buying books, then go to the city library. Baka naman meron yung hinahanap mo doon. And utilize also yung mga online resources natin. That's why we are inviting you to register doon sa library online para naman at least maka-access kayo doon sa mga resources na online din. So, for as long as you are connected to the internet, meron kayong computer or internet connection kahit sa cellphone, I don't think na ma-access sa cellphone, hindi pa yata yun kasi nasa second phase ng development. But then, since dual na ngayon, printed and online, we are providing naman. So, just like sa aming tagline na sinasabi namin, sa BCPL, lahat kasali. So talagang
Ayun.
kasali kayong lahat.
Ayos, kasali tayo lahat.
Yes.
Mahirap yung hindi kasama. Kasama at kasali. Ayun.
Yes. So
Anyway,
thank you very much.
yan, thank you very much din, Ma'am Esther Pablo. Makabuluhan kasamanjong ang ating talakayan ngayong hapon at nagpapasalamat tayo sa ating mga padauhin ngayong hapon. Si Sir Samuel Aquino ng Office of the Persons with Disability Affairs Office, si Sir Glenn Lardesabal ng CDRRMO, at si Ma'am Esther Pablo ng City Library. Nagpapasalamat din tayo kasamanjong sa ating mga viewers and listeners, especially sa ating mga kasamahan sa media na nakamonitor ngayong hapon. At harinwa ay masasamahan nyo kami sa mga susunod na edisyon ng City Hall Hour kasamanjong. Hindi ko nang sabihin kasamanjong.
Masyado excited dahil nalalapit na po ang 35th year anniversary po ng Cordillera Administrative Region. So in advance, congratulations at mabuhay po tayo. Lahat po tayo mga Cordillera. Ayan, sa Sagada Mountain Province this coming July 1.
Kick-off program
Ang kick-off
kasamanjong July
program.
1. And ang culmination program dito sa Baguio City ng July 15. Holiday ata yon, pero antayin natin ang proclamation mula sa Malacanang.
Ayan. Okay. Maraming salamat, partner Dex. At again, congratulations po sa lahat ng ating mga manunumpang mga opisyal po natin, headed of course ng ating kinatawan si Congressman Marco bukas, si Mayor Benjamin Magalong at si Vice Mayor Faustino Oloan, at sa lahat po ng mga bagong konsehal at mga nagbalik, congratulations po sa inyo. At katuwang po ang buong syudad po ng Baguio sa lahat po ng mga programa at activities. Sa ating mga panelists, salamat po sa inyo, ating mga netizens. Until the next edition po ng ating City Hall R at the last Wednesday of every month. Sa ngalan po ng ating partner, ang ating City Public Information Officer, Ma'am Eileen Referso, at sa Radyo Pilipinas Baguio. Maraming salamat po at stay safe po sa ating lahat.
See you soon.